George, if you're out there.
It's making me nervous, yeah.
Hello, Quidditch Nation.
We're a world, not a nation.
With Asher King Abramson.
She's Nicta Sabrino.
It's Nick there.
No, it's Nicta. Don't you speak Spanish? We live in Los Angeles, after all.
Hate is not something we often feel in the Quidditch world.
Nation.
We are a group of people who have built our organization and our sport from the ground up, and it has really brought us together.
That's right. Even after the most bloodthirsty, gritty, and intense competition, opponents still shake hands and hug happily afterwards.
Games often leave players yelling at their opponents and looking for the refs for justice, but once the snitch is caught, they really feel a closer connection with the other team, and it really makes them a better team for it, even in defeat. Right, Asher?
That's right, Nicta. Did you just... Nicta, I thought you always said stick to the script.
Sorry, folks. Asher tends to lose focus when he remembers his precious little UCLA lost in the semifinals while USC cruised right on by to the finals of the Western Cup.
But Nicta, we didn't even get to play you.
Just like he loses focus on the pitch.
But there are some teams whose competitive nature still transcends the high spirits of Quidditch.
While Quidditch is still a young sport, it has still seen some historic rivalries take place. What do you think, Asher? Who do you think has the most historic rivalry in Quidditch?
Well, Nicta, Middlebury and Vassar jump to mind as they met in the finals of the first and second Quidditch World Cups, all the way back in 2007. But they are far too friendly towards each other and have such a mutual respect for each other in the game that they can hardly be considered one of the top rivalries in the sport. That honor goes to two other teams, whose rivalry stems from another college sport.
Of course, Pitt and Cornell. Both are currently tied for third in the National College Ultimate Frisbee rankings.
Well, actually, that could be kind of interesting. I was thinking more of the Southern life or death spirit that they have when it comes to college sports.
That mantle is taken up by Texas A&M and LSU.
I hear y'all can't get enough Quidditch down there.
LSU was Texas A&M's first opponent back in 2008. They had the muscle and the experience, while A&M had the speed and the endurance. They played 3 matches together, but they couldn't agree on the rules. Or the winner.
The next place they met was in Middlebury, Vermont for the 2009 World Cup, where they were the only teams to travel further than 3 states away. In a violent match that drew the attention of all the other teams in the tournament, Texas A&M finished it off with a victory.
Now that they're done competing to be the best in the South, they want to be the best in the world.
Well, that's a pretty compelling argument, but I will not let you be righter than me. I think that it's got to be an intercity rivalry.
Tufts and Emerson.
Close, but off the mark. Just like your shot. It's the historic and ancient Green Line rivalry between Emerson and Boston University. These teams finished second and third at the 2009 Quidditch World Cup, and they play each other several times a year. It's the most needlessly violent of all Quidditch rivalries. There have been complaints of players on both teams punching and even biting each other.
What is it with Boston and biting? First the Bruins in the Stanley Cup Finals, now college Quidditch teams?
I think we can all agree that Boston University and Emerson are our most delicious Quidditch rivalry. But so did you just laugh at one of my jokes?
What? No, I wasn't listening. It's this new event on Facebook called Beat Middlebury. Do you really think you can beat Middlebury with a Facebook group? Okay, it says, do not be intimidated by their undefeated history, and remember that you are part of a larger cause trying to beat this team. Though you may not be able to win your game, if you ensure that you wear them down as much as you possibly can, maybe the next team won't lose theirs.
Look, I didn't even make the group. I just thought...
You didn't? Oh, that makes so much more sense. You're not ballsy enough to. So who's the brave soul behind it? The lone hero. That one Chinese dude standing in front of the tanks at Tiananmen Square.
It looks like some dude from Utah. George Willis?
Oh. Well, George, if you're out there, call me.
Anyway, everyone's biggest rival is clearly Middlebury. Though we'll see heated matches between big sports schools, neighboring schools, and rematches, no team's path to the cup will be as bloody and hard-fought as that of the undefeated defending champs.
Here's to the 5th annual World Cup being more intense and competitive than ever. I'm Western Cup finalist Nick Sabrino, along with Asher, 4th place King Abramson.
And that's it for this edition of Snitchcenter. You stay classy, Hogsmeade. You're so mean.
I'm not.
R2.
D2.
That actually wasn't bad.
Thanks.